Hello again everyone, welcome back to ptet.chemistry channel. So I'll continue in this video the section B kind of topical MCQs where we compare three statements. This is for topic 2, which is atomic structure. So option A will be 1, 2 and 3, the statements being relevant to whatever they're asking. B would be 2 and 3, 1 and 2. And C is 2 and 3, and D is only 1, being relevant to whatever they're asking. So in this first question, they are saying that in which pairs do both the species have the same number unpaired p electrons, right? So let's have a look at option 2 first, because as with the logic, we always check for option 2 first. So we have to write down the electronic configuration. So this is F plus. F plus is F plus, if you start from fluorine will be, okay, maybe I write the whole configuration. 1s2, 2s2, 2p5, because it's group 17, 2 plus 5, 7 outer shell electrons, all right? It's the fifth element in the p block, and it's in period 2, that's why it's the second shell, right? When you have F plus, you lose 1 electron, so it's 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. I'm just going to focus on the p subshell because we are concentrating on number of p electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is F plus. So the number of unpaired, these are unpaired, all right? So the number of unpaired electrons there is going to be 1 and 2. And about gallium minus. Gallium is below aluminium in the periodic table. So gallium would be, if I start just using the notation, argon, and then potassium and calcium is 4s2, and then you fill up the whole D block, and then you back to 4p1. So gallium minus, it has gained 1 extra electrons. You get argon 4s2, 3d10, 4p2. I'm concentrating on the p, so there's just 1 and 2. So here you have, oops, I don't mean to do that. Here you have 2 unpaired electrons, the same as 2 unpaired electrons for F plus. So 2 is correct, okay? Number 1 is oxygen and Cl plus. So oxygen and Cl plus. So without writing the atoms, I'm going to go straight to the ion. So this is the atom. So this is the easy bit. 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Because it's group 16, it's got 6 outer shell electrons in n equal to 2. 2 plus 4 is 6. It's the fourth element in the p block. So boron is the first p block for second row. Okay, so boron is p1, carbon is p2, nitrogen is p3, oxygen is p4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it has 2 outer shell electrons. Sorry, I mean 2 unpaired electrons in the p subshell, in the p orbital, sorry. And then Cl plus has lost 1 electron from the atom. It's going to have the configuration of sulfur, which is, because it's lost 1 electron, right? It's going to look like sulfur, which is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4. And 3p4 is going to look exactly like the oxygen above it, except that it's got 1 extra shell. So it's got 2 electrons that are unpaired in the p subshell as well. So they have equal number of unpaired electrons in the p subshell. So 1 is also correct. How about phosphorus and Ne plus? Phosphorus and then Ne plus. So phosphorus is going to have 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p3, group 15. It's got p1, p2, p3. So it's got 3 unpaired electrons, 1, 2 and 3 in the p orbital. And neon plus is going to have the same configuration as fluorine atom because it has lost 1 electron. So now it's got only 7 outer shell electrons instead of 8, okay? And it's not going to have the same as P3 because you only have 1 unpaired electron, which is different from 3 unpaired electrons. So number 3, they are not the same. Okay, it's just 1 and 2, which is option B. So in this next question, so it's about counting the number of the subatomic particles. So all these things, neutrons, electrons, and protons. Although we usually check for number 2 first, because regardless, we still have to check for pretty much all of them. I have a feeling. So probably I'll just do an exercise where I have like an imaginary table without drawing the lines. Then I'll count the number of protons. Alright, so I know proton is number 3. We usually check number 2 first, but I usually like to start from protons when I'm doing this kind of atomic structure, because proton is the identity of the element. So that's the atomic number. The identity of the element is 15. That's element 16. Alright, then I look at electrons. In an atom, the number of protons equal to the number of electrons. That's why there are no charge in an atom. An atom has no charge. This is an anion. It has 3 minus charge because you have gained 3 extra electrons from the atom. That means now you have 3 extra electrons than your proton. That's why you have a net negative charge. So it's 15. Provided you get the number of proton correct, then you just add the number of electrons, which give you 18. And here will be 16 plus 2, because you have a 2 minus charge. You get 18 electrons. Alright. The number of neutrons, you get it from the mass number minus the atomic number. This is also called as nucleon number or mass number. This is the number of proton number or atomic number. So you get the mass number minus the atomic number, you get 16 neutron there. 32 minus 16, you get 16 neutron there. So this is an imaginary table, but it doesn't look very neat to me. Anyway, so I don't think there was straight line at all. Anyway, doesn't matter. So you want the same number. You want the same number of the subatomic particles. So definitely proton are not the same because different element. But electrons are the same, neutrons are the same. Alright. Proton cannot be the same if they are different element. They cannot have the same number of protons. Yeah. So that's just option B. Alright. So this next question, it's similar to what we've done before, but it's a different combination of atom and ions. It's basically about same number of unpaired p electrons. So again, we need to know configuration very well. So nitrogen is going to be 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So you have 1, 2, and 3. So you got 3 electrons in the p orbitals. They are unpaired. All right, 3 unpaired p electrons. Your Cl2 plus, your chlorine atom, lose 2 electrons. You're going to look like, so you're group 17, and then you lose 2 electrons. You're going to look like group 15. So you're going to look like phosphorus atom. That will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3. Now you only have 5 outer shell electrons because you have lost 2. Originally you have 7 outer shell electrons. Now you only have 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. I look at the 3p. I have 3 electrons in the 3p orbitals. They are unpaired. Alright, so 2 will give me what I want, same number of unpaired p electrons. Number 1, Al2 minus will give me aluminium. It will give me the same as group 15. Okay, it will give me like phosphorus. So I'll get something similar to that, which is P3. So that was the phosphorus configuration, right? So I don't need to do that again. Oxygen plus, oxygen is group 16. When you lose 1 electron, you're going to look like group 15 nitrogen because you are second period. Well, nitrogen is above phosphorus, so naturally they are still P3, group 15, so they are the same. Obviously, they have same number of unpaired electrons there. So 1 is also correct. Next one is carbon and Cl plus. Carbon is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2, group 14, 1 and 2. So I got 2 electrons. They are unpaired in the p orbitals. And the other combination is Cl plus. Have I done Cl plus? No, I previously did Cl2 plus. Cl2 plus is different from Cl plus, so don't try and get confused, yeah? Chlorine is group 17, so Cl plus is going to make it look like group 16 because you have lost one electron, not because chlorine is group 16. Chlorine is group 17, alright? Chlorine is group 17, but after you lose one electron, it's going to look like group 16 sulfur, which means there's 1s2, 2s2, 2b.6, 3s2, 3p4, 2 plus 4 give you 6 outer shell electrons. That's what you get after group 17 loses 1 electrons. P4, 1, 2, 3, fill with parallel spin, then pair them up. How many unpaired electrons you have in the p orbital? You got 2, which is the same here. Alright. So you also have same number of unpaired p electrons for number 3. All 3 are correct. In this next question, it's telling you something about free radicals, and free radicals can destroy ozone layer, and ozone is very important to protect us from the direct UV radiation of the sun. And you will do more of these substitution of alkanes by chlorine in the presence of UV light. You do more of these in hydrocarbon chemistry, in A-level organic chemistry, much later in the course, or if you've done it, then you will know what I'm talking about, right? Some free radicals contain 2 unpaired electrons. So the definition of free radical in organic chemistry is a species with unpaired electron. It doesn't have to be 1, it can also be 2 or 3 or whatever. As long as you have unpaired electrons, you are considered free radical, alright? So when you have 2 unpaired electrons, you are still a radical, but it's called a diradical. So which species are diradical? We are not talking about the molecular species, we are just talking about individually these things, yeah? If you look at number 2, chlorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. There's the electronic configuration. So all of these are filled. So they are filled. So I don't need to worry about them. I look at the 3p5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got unpaired electron. So it is a radical. It's got unpaired electrons. But what are we looking for? 2 unpaired electrons. Diradical. This thing, they are diradicals. They have 2 unpaired electrons. We are looking for diradical. This is only a single unpaired electrons. 2 is incorrect. You're left with only 1 option, which is option 1. And you can check oxygen, which is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So I'm just looking at the p subshell because these are fully filled. Or we just say they are filled, okay? 2p4 would mean parallel spin and then pair this up. You have 2 electrons that are unpaired in the 2p orbitals. So these are diradicals. CH3, if you have done organic chemistry, you will know that carbon already formed 3 bonds there. So carbon has only 1 extra electrons on the carbon because carbon is group 14. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 valence electrons. Alright, 3 already used up for bonding, only 1 there. This is a mono radical. It is not diradical. It's only got 1 unpaired electrons there. Okay, so 3 is also wrong. This is the last question of this 5-question series on atomic structure. So we are comparing element sodium and element magnesium, and they say that they have the same number of neutrons. So let's have a look at their proton number. Proton number, also known as atomic number, is the identity of the element. Magnesium is element 12, sodium is element 11. If you work out the number of neutron, it's going to be the nucleon number, which is, well, the total number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus of an atom, right? It's also known as mass number. Atomic number is also known as proton number. So mass number minus proton number would tell you the mass of the number of neutrons, sorry. So 24 minus 12, that's 12. So same number of neutrons is correct, 12 altogether. they have the same number of full electron orbitals. So this is asking about electronic configuration, right? So electronic configuration does not matter the number of neutrons, because the number of neutrons are whatever they reside in the nucleus. We are looking specifically at electron, number of electrons. Okay, so that's electronic configuration. So that is 3s1 for sodium, and then magnesium will have one extra electron. That is 3s2. So up until that point, oops, no, I don't really want a curve, okay? Up until that point, those are fully filled. It says full electron orbitals, but this is fully filled because s orbital can only fit maximum 2 electrons, whereas this one is partially filled, where your 3s is only got 1 electron because you got 3s1. So that thing there is incorrect because they do not have the same number of full electron orbitals, because this is only partially filled orbital, partially filled 3s orbital. This is fully filled 3s orbital. So 2 is correct, 1 is incorrect. You are left with option C without even checking 3. But of course you can think about reducing agent, which you would have done in O-level chemistry or GCSE or IGCSE chemistry. Reducing agent reduces other substance. Its surface is oxidized. Its surface is oxidized. We did this mnemonic or Rick. Well, at least when I learned it, we did this mnemonic. Oxidation is involved loss of electrons, so itself loses electron. If you know anything about metals, you know metals like to form cations. The more reactive metals it is, the more easier it is to form cations. So these things like to lose electrons because they love to form cations when they form compounds. Think of Na+, think of Mg2+, quite a lot of compounds with Na+ and Mg2+ in them, because these things like to lose electrons. These things get oxidized easily. These metals are good reducing agent. Alright, so that's the end of this 5-question tutorial series on atomic structure. If you find that useful, do click the button on the bottom right and subscribe to the channel and share the channel with friends, your various group chats, and your wider network of social contacts than mine, I guess, and hopefully it will benefit more people, including your juniors or your seniors from school, or a relative whom you know are doing GCSE or IGCSE or O-level, or even better if they are doing A-levels. But because I have topical playlists spread throughout different playlists on the channel, so regardless of whatever board they are doing, or wherever they are, if they are 16 to 18 years old chemistry students all around the world, I'm sure they'll find the topical playlist useful. Alright, thank you for sharing, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.